It's the middle of the night, maybe 3 a.m. You're rocking your baby in the dark, running on almost no sleep, and a quiet, heavy thought drifts in. Am I doing enough? Does my baby actually know how much I love them? If you've ever felt that, the exhaustion, the doubt, the ache of wanting to get this right, I want you to hear something before we go any further. The answer is almost certainly yes, because love, to a baby, isn't a grand gesture or a perfect day. It's built in tiny, ordinary moments, repeated. And by the end of this video, you'll know the 6 simple things you can do every single day that your baby's brain is quite literally wired to receive as love. Here's the best part: you're probably already doing most of them. This isn't a test you're failing. It's a quiet reassurance that you're doing better than you think, with a little more science to make each moment count. Stay with me, because the very first one is the one almost every parent does slightly wrong, in a way that's easy to fix. Now, if you've followed our other videos, you already know something remarkable about your baby. You know that from birth, they search for your face. You know they reach for you with their eyes and their little hands, and in our last video, you learned why they fall apart the moment you leave the room, because the bond you built is real, and they can't bear to lose sight of you. So here's the natural next question, and it's the one we're answering today. If the bond is already there, how do you keep feeding it every single day? Let's begin. Number 1. Talk with your baby, not just to them. Now, you've heard narrate your day 100 times, but here's the part almost everyone gets slightly wrong, and it changes everything. The magic isn't the number of words you pour out, it's the turn, the back and forth. Researchers at MIT and Harvard studied this closely, and they found something striking. It wasn't how many words a child heard that best predicted their language and brain development. It was the number of conversational turns. The little volleys. You say something, then you pause, and you let your baby answer, however they can. A coo, a gurgle, a wiggle, a look. And then you respond to that. In children who had more of these back-and-forth exchanges, the language center of the brain, an area called Broca's area, was measurably more active. So don't just talk at your baby, talk with them. Say something, then wait. Leave a little space. When they make a sound, light up and answer it like it was the most fascinating thing you've ever heard. That pause, that invitation, is you handing your baby their very first conversation, and their brain drinks it in. Picture it. You're changing a diaper and you say, "Okay, ready? Here we go." Then you stop. Your baby kicks their legs and lets out a little squawk. And instead of talking over it, you gasp softly and say, "Oh, really? Tell me all about it." You just took a turn. That's the whole thing. That tiny back and forth is worth more than 100 words spoken into the air, because your baby didn't just hear language, they got to use it. Do that a few times a day, in the ordinary moments, and you're building their brain one gentle volley at a time. Number 2, when your baby cries, go to them, every time you can. You've probably been warned that you'll spoil them, or teach bad habits. So let me be clear about what the science actually says. In these early months, you cannot spoil a baby by comforting them. A young baby doesn't have the brain to manipulate or scheme. When they cry, they have a need, and crying is the only language they have. And here's what happens each time you answer it. Your baby's brain quietly learns a rule that will shape their whole life. When I need someone, someone comes. That is the root of trust. Attachment researchers, going back to Bowlby and Ainsworth, call this becoming a secure base, the safe center a child returns to again and again. So every time you scoop up your crying baby, you're not creating a needy child, you're building a secure one. You're teaching them the world is a place that answers. And this lesson doesn't expire. The baby whose cries were answered becomes the toddler who feels brave enough to toddle a few steps away and explore the world, precisely because, deep down, they've learned that you'll still be there when they turn back around. Your reliability now becomes their confidence later. Comfort isn't the opposite of independence, it's the foundation of it. Number 3. Hold them close, skin to skin, and not just when they're upset, just because. This one isn't only sweet, it's chemistry. When your baby rests bare against your chest and feels your warmth and your heartbeat, research shows their body releases oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, and so does yours. At the same time, their stress hormone, cortisol, drops. Studies on skin-to-skin care have found it calms babies, steadies their heart rate and breathing, lowers a parent's own anxiety, and is even linked to better attention and self-regulation years down the line. Both of you are being soothed at once, through nothing but closeness. So on the hard days when you can't do anything fancy, hold your baby against your skin and breathe. That quiet contact is doing more than almost anything else you'll do all day. Picture the hardest kind of evening. Nothing is working, you're both frayed, and you've run out of ideas. You don't need a plan. Sit down, peel back a layer, lay your baby bare against your chest, and let your own breathing slow down. 9 times out of 10, within a few minutes, you'll feel them soften and melt into you. That's not your imagination, and it's not luck. That's their little body literally borrowing calm from yours. 2 nervous systems settling each other, skin to skin, in the dark. Number 4. Meet their eyes and mirror them back. Your baby is studying your face constantly, reading it for clues about whether the world is safe. So when they look at you, look back warmly and let your face answer theirs. When they smile, smile bigger. When they make a little sound, make it back. When their face falls, soften yours with a gentle, "Oh, I know." This is called attunement, and it's one of the most powerful things you can offer. There's a famous study called the still face experiment, where a parent goes suddenly blank and expressionless, and within seconds, the baby becomes distressed and works desperately to bring their parent's warm face back. It shows just how much your responsive, alive face means to your baby. Every time you mirror them, you're telling them something they'll carry for life. I see you. Your feelings reach me. You are not alone in this. And it runs both directions. On a frazzled day, your baby is reading your face just as closely. So if you feel yourself tensing, try this. Before you pick them up, take one slow breath and let your own face soften first. Because your baby will reach for whatever they see there. Give them a calm face to borrow, and calm is often what you'll get back. Number 5. Follow their lead. So much of parenting is us steering. Feed now, nap now, this toy, this way. And babies need that. But once a day, try flipping it. Let them lead, and you follow. When they reach for something, notice it with them. When they babble, babble back and wait for their reply. When they get thrilled by something tiny and ridiculous, a shadow on the wall, a crinkly wrapper, their own foot, get thrilled right along with them. Child development experts at Harvard describe this back and forth as serve and return. Your baby serves, and you return the ball. And when you follow their lead, instead of always directing, your baby learns the most validating thing a tiny person can learn. What I do matters. When I reach out, someone notices. I have an effect on the world. You don't need special toys or a plan. You just need to notice what already lights them up and join in. That's the whole magic. Follow their spark. And here's the relief hidden in this one. If your baby is completely fascinated by a kitchen spoon, then the kitchen spoon is the lesson. You don't need the expensive developmental toy still in its box. 10 seconds of you being genuinely, delightedly interested in whatever they're interested in will do more for them than an hour with the right toy they never picked. Let them choose, then meet them there. Number 6. Give them one predictable ritual every single day. It doesn't have to be elaborate. The same little song before every nap, the same phrase and dimmed lights at bedtime, the same gentle way you greet them each morning. Here's why it matters so much. A baby's world is brand new and unpredictable, full of sensations they can't yet explain. And in the middle of all that newness, a repeated ritual becomes an anchor, something that always happens the same way, something they can count on. For a baby, predictable means safe. And when the same warm moment arrives at the same time each day, their nervous system settles, their stress lowers, and they learn, deep down, that the world is steady and you are dependable. One small ritual, repeated, becomes a thread of safety running through their entire day. And there's a quiet bonus in this one. For you, rituals don't only anchor your baby, they anchor you too. On the days that feel like pure chaos, that one repeated moment, the same song, the same dimmed light, the same 3 words, becomes a small island of calm that you both get to stand on together. You're not just giving your baby predictability, you're giving yourself a soft place to land too. So there they are. Talk with them, answer their cries, hold them skin to skin, mirror their eyes, follow their lead, and give them one daily ritual. 6 things, and notice, not one of them costs a penny or requires you to be anything other than present. And that word, present, is the secret ingredient hiding inside all 6, because here's the truth underneath the whole list. Your baby cannot tell the difference between an expensive nursery and a bare room, but they can absolutely feel the difference between a parent who is with them and a parent who is somewhere else. You don't have to do these perfectly. You just have to show up inside them, even for a few minutes at a time. So when you can, put the phone down, let your face land in the moment, and simply be there. That presence, more than anything, is what your baby reads as love. Now, I need to speak gently to some of you, because I know who's listening at 3 a.m. If you're the parent who had to go back to work at 8 weeks, who couldn't breastfeed, who spent the early months in the fog of postpartum depression, barely holding on, who was sick in bed for a week and missed all of this, or who just found this video and is quietly panicking that your baby is already 1 or 2 and you're too late. Please, hear me. You are not too late. Attachment isn't built in one perfect window that slams shut. It's built in the returning, in coming back, warm, again and again, over months and years. The research could not be clearer on this. Babies don't need a perfect parent. They need a good enough one, who messes up and repairs and shows up again. Every single one of these 6 things you start today still counts. The bond is not a test you already passed or failed. It's a living thing you get to keep feeding, starting right now, tonight. And if you've ever wrestled with the advice to let your baby self-soothe or cry it out, let me be calm and fair about it. Responding to your baby is never the wrong instinct. Comfort builds trust. At the same time, how families approach sleep is a personal decision, guided by your own values and your own pediatrician, who knows your baby. There's room for grace here. What matters across every approach is that your baby has a loving, responsive relationship they can rely on. And everything about the fact that you're watching this tells me yours does. So the next time it's 3 a.m. and you're rocking your baby in the dark, and that heavy little thought drifts in, am I doing enough? I want you to remember this. Love, to your baby, was never about being perfect. It's the turn you took in the conversation, the cry you answered, the warmth of your chest, your eyes finding theirs, the game you followed, the song you sang at the same time every night. Small things, ordinary things, done again and again, until they become the whole architecture of your baby's sense of safety in the world. Your baby already loves you. And with these 6 small things, every single day, they will feel, in their bones, that you love them right back, long before they can ever say the words. If this gave you a little peace tonight, watch the video I've left for you right here next, and let's keep decoding your baby together. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What does your baby do that you wish you understood better? Tell me in the comments. Your question could become our next Baby Antics video. Subscribe to Baby Antics. We're here to help you understand and nurture your little one, one small moment at a time. I'll see you in the next one.